today. I got to clear them out before Alex thinks they're suggestions for how to remodel her new house.
Well, it sounds like her new house is just the exact same as her old house, so.
Oh yeah, she's basically buying her rental.
Welcome to the new house. Same as the old house.
Well, the hope is she can save up enough with the new her new tax scheme and all that's going on, so that the shed that's connected to her bedroom can be converted into a master bath since it's already set. The plumbing's already done, which would be cool because then they'd have a second bathroom.
She's already scheming on her taxes?
Well, buying a
Doesn't
house, you get
everyone?
a bunch. Yeah, you get a bunch back. So, I mean, I scheme to get my comic book collection covered. So, yeah,
Don't really think
works
that's
so
a
far.
scheme.
True, I'm a writer, therefore it's legal.
Yeah, as long as you're making at least 1 cent a year.
It is research. I have written one article. It counts. Okay.
Yep. I mean, I'm
All right.
making residuals, and that funds my Magic the Gathering and D&D habits.
Okay, we
Anyway,
are all set. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. In that case, welcome back everyone to the Lava Crows, which I accidentally named Fire Crows.
boo
My
hiss,
mistake.
boo hiss.
Where we last left off, oh, I need to open everyone's character sheets. Except Tyler's because he's not in the system. Let's see. I believe it was
Send
Shay.
you mine again.
No, I meant on D&D Beyond. Because you're not in D&D Beyond, as I recall.
No, 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 no. I am not.
That is the wrong tab. I've now got a million tabs open. There it is.
Yeah, see, it works outside of the system.
So they took a Drow transport to Sulatar Tower. That went rather smoothly. Shay encountered someone who had taken advantage of her and her wounded ship and crew, only to find that they were in a more precarious position than they had been in previously, and their attempts at intimidation and insult all went very poorly to the point where she was questioning her life choices when a Kender was showing her up. After that, Shay also met an engineer who was very enticed by the digging machine prototype. Not that anyone is mentioning it's a prototype, it's a one of a kind. It doesn't exist anywhere else. Sure. Um, and brought them to the marketplace, to a place where, well, there are other vehicles kind of stored. The engineer left to get permission for additional funds from the house matron and invited Shay to explore the local area, but try and be back within an hour for final negotiations. And that if she didn't show up by the end of the day, uh, the digging car will automatically revert to him. But that's just a small detail. There was also some hell cycles, infernal rides that Kitlak, in an act of pure self will and power that really, I mean, I'm going to give you inspiration for, I think,
Hooray.
decided not to jump out of the bag and plaster himself to any one of them just yet. Did I leave off anything off?
Genevieve's a chinchilla.
That's right,
Yeah.
and she also got a new chinchilla pet that is perfect for cleaning everything. Has beautiful metallic fur, and is adorable with their own little tricks occasionally. Also, no one can figure out card games at all.
And
Do you
Shay
have any
has
threes?
You say this
No, wait.
to your gold in the
Great
bag.
lord.
There's nothing in there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's starting to go a little nuts.
You set it up so there's a little tiny bump of gold that's holding a set of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so yes, Shay, you are left alone. The market is your playground. You have Genevieve on your shoulder, and Kitlek in a bag, and Shay in a bag. No, not Shay. Sorry, Cassie in a bag.
and
What do you do next?
and
As I get out
Shay
my
has
dice.
Shay has a mark on her hand that
That
so it
is
shows
correct,
she can be there,
but no one else does.
but no one else does.
Genevieve's just a little chinchilla. How can she possibly shop?
For another hour, and then your wild shape wears off.
Yes.
But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah, you can always share
Uh-huh.
Cassie's bag. It's not like she needs the air.
I think
So,
Shay
Shay, what
was
do you
gonna
do?
go find some healing potions.
That's right. Shay is going to go find some healing potions. They have any guns available? I believe Kitlek asked for those. Cassie, you had a question, I think.
Cassie had requested Smith's tools and Thieves' tools, and us to keep an eye out for anything that Shay thinks Cassie might be interested in.
I thought Cassie had another question they wanted to ponder.
She actually has these tools.
Does she?
Yes.
Was Cassie here once long ago?
Oh, yes, that is correct. I forgot about that.
This is why I say write it down.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that was a right at the end of the session question, so I kind of forgot to write it down.
All right, I did. So, we will go round robin style. Shay took a lot of time last week, so we will start with Cassie. What would you like to do?
That was just a question for my knowledge. Cassie's still in the bag, so she can't see around her, but she would know if she has been there before or not.
Well, roll me your history to see if you can remember any details. How's that?
Yeah, that works for me. Uh, 15?
15? Yes. In fact, you met a fellow artificer once upon a time, in this very market. You remember the brand? I call it a brand. It's just a mark on the hand, but it burned. Man, did it burn! And you're pretty sure they were sinisterly laughing when they did it. Let you into the market. It helped that the kobolds were already there, so there was a warren that was kind of willing to back you up, or at least take you in if they decided to try and take you as a, shall we say, indentured servant. Um, but yes, there was an artificer there. He was at the time a fairly young drow. It was unusual because it was a he, and not many of the shopkeepers were, at least if they were drow. So yeah, you do remember. They do tend to live long lives. You don't know if they're still around, but there was someone here who helped you get some parts to figure out this body.
All right, I will make a note of that. Thank you.
Genevieve, what are you doing? Just chilling? Chillin'?
Chinchillin.
Chinchillin.
She's just looking around for the whatchamacallits, the healing potions.
I believe you're still in the vehicle repository. Shay, I forget, were you inside the crab car or outside the crab car at this point?
Let's just say we're inside so that if people want to pop out and say something, they can.
All right. In that case, Kitlak, you doing anything? You're just letting the air flow around your head and thinking empty thoughts, or what?
Kitlak is making a model of his sister out of gold, one coin at a time, just kind of like stacking them up gingerly, carefully, just something to pass the time. And that's all he's got. That's it.
All right, then Shay, what would you like to do? You are driving this car. Well, not literally, but you know.
We're not driving it. No, she's not driving it anywhere. She's leaving it here. I think Jade knows the time limit that Genevieve has, so she's kind of gonna get to what specifically. What did Cassie want for herself? I just wanted thieves' tools for Shay, but she looks like she already. And it shows up in my inventory. It's already have them. So
So Cassie wanted for herself Smith's tools and thieves' tools. She had also recommended that Shay find some permanent navigation tools for herself.
okay. Yeah, I think the first she's gonna, unless she finds a tool smith along the way, she's gonna look for healing potions first. I think I was given some money too.
Yes, everyone
Yes,
contributed, I think, 10,000? No, 1,000.
No.
Yep.
Cassie gave 1,000 gold.
Yep, so to Kitlak.
Genevieve did not, because Genevieve is in wild shape and all of her stuff is in wild shape. But she will pay you back if you get a couple things.
Don't worry, that chinchilla is good for it.
Did I already put alarm up? I haven't looked.
Yes, you did. So if you didn't mark it off, you need to.
It's a ritual spell.
Oh, there you go.
Yep, she'll put the alarm spell up and she will head towards the market.
All right, so you're in the market. It was indicated that these arches over here, glowing over here, were the bar with kobolds, and you can just see it's a fancy marketplace. Like you can pick a place and go if you'd like. And as a reminder,
Okay.
you came from, I believe, this direction.
What do you mean by fancy? Like, what's the aura of this marketplace?
It is not a bustling marketplace like the Crimson Plateau. Everyone here is moving with a purpose. It's not crowded. The streets are very wide, obviously, because they move vehicles around occasionally. But there's also sort of a sense of self-importance. The elves are drow, and they certainly don't look like standard drow on other worlds, but they carry themselves with that same authority. Um, there's also, surprisingly though, a sense of equality not full, but some between the genders. You do see uh, some of the male drow walking at equal distance, equally with the women drow. You see a couple other kobolds
Unnatural.
just scurrying around. You're not sure if they're part of the bar or not. There are a couple Warforged. They, like the drow, seem to have sigils carved into them and just are burning with some sort of internal fire. There are also a couple other species that seem to have collars or a very different brand upon them. They are looking a little more downtrodden or dead-eyed. They are walking behind someone, or occasionally they are walking alone, but keeping very close to the wall and trying to be unnoticed.
And all the vendors are kobolds?
No, you can't really see any of the vendors. If you look like over here, everything has a high dark archway. In order to enter, you'd have to see what the shops are. Um, this one right here appears to be some sort of something related to the vehicles. You're not sure what. Whereas the one right next door, you think might be some sort of not garage. What's the term I'm looking for? Mechanic, not an artificer, but a mechanic shop from the sounds and smells coming from it. There's also from this deep crevasse. There's more layers to this, obviously, but there's also a dull roar of fire and almost like a choir of faint screams. As if that is their elevator music.
Okay. Shay's gonna walk around like not like she owns the place, but like she belongs there. Which she does. She's got her mark. But she's also gonna keep an eye she always keeps an eye out on her coin purse in places like this, but more so anyone that looks like they want a piece of Kender or something.
Yeah, you
Since
aren't getting
Kender
the
are
vibes
not
of you aren't getting the vibe that they're eyeing everyone here as if they can take you as a servant, but they also are just kind of clocking your existence. But they're clocking everyone's existence, including the ones that don't want to be noticed. Um, that seems to just sort of be standard fare here. Of thieves, there doesn't seem to be any that you can immediately spot, but you'd have to dig further to see if you could find one.
I mean, she's trying to avoid them. She's not trying to find them. So, um, so yeah, she'll kind of walk around. Uh, she's got her own purpose, so yeah, she'll walk with a purpose to try and find a potion shop.
Okay. Pick a direction and go. Tell me where. Right. As you pass this one, it seems to be sort of a guard post, but also a bit of a recruitment center. Um, there are Warforged and Drow in there. They both they glance at you and then they seem to dismiss you as yeah, no, not even going to bother.
Yeah. So go up to that one.
All right. The archway is shadowed and deep. Um, roll me investigation, architecture, what have you.
You can roll architecture.
It's well, it used to be stone cutting. I think it's now mason's tools. If you have that proficient,
Oh, oh.
you They are designed this way so that you can make it loud and obnoxious entrance. Obviously, that's how the Drow like to do things in shops.
What's all this here?
You enter in, and it is a weapons shop. You bound in with that. What's all this here? And you get no less than 4 weapons pointed at you. 2 of them seem to be just magically floating there.
No, not looking for those.
Roll me, if you'd like, just a quick perception check.
We are playing 2024, right?
Yeah, we're
Oh,
bouncing
that's
between
better.
the holy cow. There is a gun cabinet in the far back corner.
Does Shay have any idea of how good Kitlak's stuff is? I mean, is this on par of what he has? Or, I don't think she really knows guns too well, but can she gauge it if Kitlak's stuff is, pretty good as it is?
Let's see. Roll me. Oh, insight or investigation. Kitlak, what kind of guns do you have?
Kitlak has a +1 pistol, so it is magical, but it isn't like super good.
It's insight for her because she's got to train 25 with a nat 20.
Oh, another nat 20? Okay. Yeah, you know that they're basically a basic enchanted pistol. They're not too fancy. So the one that seems to have some sort of strange lightning rune etched on it might be worthwhile or of interest to them.
I don't have a lot of time here. I'm looking for guns. I see you have guns. Lightning.
There's a Warforged. They have the usual fiery runes, but on their forehead they seem to have carved a secondary rune that is glowing with lightning bolt, and they are going to march over and go, "Oh yes, Thunderbuss, a specialty of mine." And he's going to unlock the cabinet and hand it over.
She will gingerly take it. She's not like grabbing the the handle or anything. She's kind of like holding it in her palms. She doesn't want to shoot this thing accidentally. And she is going to make a show of looking at it very thoroughly.
It is very fancy with a nice big muzzle. There's a little bit of lightning and a very nice carved handle with clouds and lightning on it.
Yes, this might do.
You can see what it looks like in chat.
Looks pretty sweet.
25,000 gold pieces.
25,000. Oh,
Genevieve
you must be
in
a.
chinchilla form is just going to make a show of like fainting in shock at the price. Chinchilla hand to the forehead.
Your pet appears to need resuscitation, or would you like her recycled into parts of a new weapon?
I am sure this is of high quality and well crafted. 25,000 though is extremely steep nonetheless.
It is the price of the materials, plus the cost of bribing certain individuals to not confiscate it, plus a small profit for myself and my partner. He indicates a drow that seems to have lost 4 of their limbs and just is seems to be hovering in a cushion. They're the ones that have the floating weapons. One is a sword, and one seems to be a crossbow. They're moving around as if they were arms.
Hmm. Can. No, she's just gonna wing it. And therefore, it sounds like there's also risk on my end for owning such a thing around here. So that is going to reduce the costs as well.
We
15,000.
would provide you with the proper permits. He glances at your hand. As long as you left within the time allotted, it would be fine. Beyond that, it could be confiscated. We do know how things work around here.
What is the time allotted?
You had 24 hours. So it's been about 2 out of your 24.
Is that what the stamp on my hand says?
Yes. She gave you a day. It's 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to think too hard about any of that math stuff right now.
Yeah, it's not like an asteroid would have a regular clock anyway. So
Well, I do have other purchases to make today, but I will keep a note of this and might have to procure some more funds from my associates.
Understandable. He will take the pistol back, put it back in the cabinet. There are others there. There's one that seems to have a handle carved with, looks like werewolves on it for some reason. One that seems to indicate just an exploding world. One that seems to be has someone shouting and pointing somewhere. And then he locks the cabinet up. We look forward to your future patronage.
Are the weapons still pointed at her?
Not anymore, no.
Okay, good. Well, thank you. My name is Shay. What's your name?
I go by 478A in honor of my fallen brother 477A.
Well, I will 478 be back later. And she will.
The drow looks offended, like you just said something incredibly insulting.
No,
You
do
can't tell what
puns
they-
here. Okay.
You can't tell what the Warforged feels. Their face doesn't seem to emote much, but you get a feeling that they did not enjoy that either.
I feel like Shay would know that they just don't do puns. the drow don't do puns here.
There's that too.
Not in
You
common
can roll
anyway.
insight
Maybe
if
in
you'd like,
Sylvan.
real quick.
Maybe in Sylvan they do.
You can roll insight if you'd like, real quick.
21.
It's not exactly speciesist, but you have a feeling numbers are important. So just randomly blurting that out as a pun might have seemed a little speciesist towards Warforged. But you wouldn't think the drow would care about that, but eh.
Maybe this drow cares about that.
Let's see, you have 3 more doors on this wall. Which one would you like?
Oh no, she's gonna ask. I'm looking for potions too. Might I find those?
Are you looking for a healer, or are you looking to inhume certain individuals? Perhaps someone who gave you that joke.
She's gonna let that slide. Just healing for now.
Healing House is across the market. The kobolds also offer some restorative works. Poison's 2 doors to the right. I would recommend drinking that first.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. So flip him a silver for the info.
They take they catch the silver and it seems to just vanish in their hands. You see a bit of silver seem to trail like a vein, not a vein, a line up their arm and then just kind of fade away.
Okay, so she will leave that place and go across the market, which sounds like it might be here-ish.
That is a bridge to other parts of the market. In this case, though, actually, you're not sure where they were referring to when they said other part of the market, across the market. That could be or somewhere over here, or somewhere
Okay,
in
well
here.
the kobolds are over here, right?
Yep,
Oh,
Kobold
right.
Warren is over here.
Okay, she'll head back that way and see what she finds. She's not going to go to the Kobold Warren right away, but she will take a peek to see. Is it just a bar you said, or?
It is a bar. It is a large bar. There is that music playing on the background on the loop, but it's not like an open bar. Like there is a bar that you can sit at, but it has a lot of corners on it. It's like someone created a hexagonal bar so that almost everyone is facing everyone, including the bartender. Uh, all of the tables seem to have privacy screens of some sort and shades that can be raised to hide who's in there. And you actually, while you can hear the music and you hear whispering, you cannot hear any voices that are very distinct, other than the kobold at the bar going, "Hello, all poisons, all traps. Which one?
Healing?
Ah, special menu, booth 12." And they're going to point to a booth. It's kind of out in the open. It's not it's not as well hidden or in a dark corner. It seems almost like the kiddie table, I guess is the way to put it. Like you can definitely hide there, but it's everyone will know that you're in that table. Do you go into
Yeah.
it?
What does it look like? Do they have, excuse me, do they have wares out on the table, or?
Roll me an investigation.
$11.
Nope, no wares on the table. Um, no, nothing on the table. In fact, no silverware, no glasses, no nothing. Just um, an indication of where the privacy screen would go around, and that's it. It's a booth for about 6.
Is there anyone else there?
Nope.
Okay, it worked before, so she's gonna stroll up to the table. What's all this here?
The bartender's gonna go. You sit. You order a special menu.
Where's the menu?
You sit. You order from special menu.
She will sit.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Who's it now? What kind of saving throw?
Dex.
Dexterity.
Dexterity.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on my wireless and I don't remember the last time I charged it, so
23.
you nimbly avoid the spike trap that is in that first seat and shift to the second without setting anything off. It is called all traps, all poisons.
Hey,
Be careful where you go.
Hey, that's 20% off. Gotcha. Where's the menu?
After you sit there for a moment after you say that, and then coming from seeming to pop and fall from the ceiling, Mission Impossible style, is a kobold. As they do, they hit something on the folded privacy screen that starts unfurling and basically covering the booth so that no one can see who's inside or what's going on. The kobold stops an inch above the table, arms spread, the whole thing, and slowly rotates in your direction. And okay, boss, secret menu. No, not secret menu. Special menu. Secret menu we don't talk about. Secret menu has green eggs and ham. You don't want secret, you want special.
Well, you just talked about it, so okay. But yeah, special.
Yeah, but you know nothing.
I know nothing.
You kender, and he's going to pat your head. You kender. You know nothing.
I know nothing.
Genevieve, roll me a quick wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Hang on. Okay. 13.
You are immediately interested in those green eggs and ham. There is something in your soul that goes, I must have that. That sounds so good.
Genevieve was already interested in green eggs and ham without the wisdom saving throw.
You can choose how you'd like to pursue that. In the meantime, the kobold will go. Now, special menu is usually only kobold, but and they're going to sniff you. Yeah, you smell like kobold and guns. You didn't kill kobold, right?
No, I have kobold friends.
They're going to sniff you again. No marking, but sent there. Okay. Okay, so you just get normal price, no discount.
Yeah, if he peed on me, we wouldn't be friends.
No, different Mark.
Oh.
Fire breath. Tried to kill you. You survive. You friends. Kobold way.
He's definitely shot me a couple times.
Oh, that kobold. We like
Glad to
that
hear
kobold.
that Kit like has a rep here.
Oh, is he with you? No? Sad. Anyways, yes, special menu, and they're just going to pull out what appears to be a notepad. What you want? You want tools? You want potion? You want alibi? What you need?
Maybe some tools and definitely some potions.
Okay, tools. What potions? We have many potions. We have potion skill. We have poisons. We have venom. We have potions magic. Some potion magic and some poison on secret menu. Those cost extra.
I was told that the healing ones were on the special menu.
Yes, healing special, healing basic, healing special. Not food, not drink, just special. Yes, we have healing. You want healing cure, healing health.
Health.
Okay. Potion of healing. Yes. We have simple healing, greater healing, or big chug healing.
Simple.
Simple healing. Okay, how many?
There's 4 of us. 4.
4. Okay. We're here to go.
To go? Why?
Okay.
Am I gonna need healing while I'm here? Wait, I almost sat out a trap. Yeah, I might need healing here.
All traps,
No,
all poison.
to go.
Yes, you need healing here too.
To go. And then Yo to go, yeah.
Okay, for healing, and what tools? Tools
Genevieve,
main, tools skill.
Genevieve's gonna run down and tap a little chinchilla paw, foot paw on the table, and then make a motion of like cracking an egg and then eating it, and then like a frying, like a flipping something motion.
She
Make
wants
me a
pancakes.
performance roll, and let's see. Um, Shay, roll me either insight or animal handling.
13 straight.
Okay. What are you going to go with?
17 inside.
Okay, the kobold got a 5, so they have no idea other than you are an adorable thing that wants to eat, or maybe be eaten. So what do you say, Shay? With a, you said he got 17 or 15?
Yeah,
Sorry.
17.
17? You know that something caught her attention, and there's only one thing that had an egg motion attached to it that's been mentioned so far.
But Shay knows the green eggs and ham are probably not something you want to go get. Or doesn't she?
That's it. That seems to be what she's asking about.
It's possible that my friend and I might be in the market for some of your green eggs and ham if you have some of the other stuff we have.
Oh, you want secret menu? Okay, okay. For that one, we have
Let's
the
not get ahead.
the
Let's not get ahead of
the
ourselves.
big heels, and they kind of whispered one.
We don't need big heels. We need just normal small heels. That's fine. And then tools, and then maybe green eggs and ham.
Okay, what tools?
Thieves. Smithing. Is that what Cassie said?
I don't know. Is that what Cassie said?
Oh, come on.
Yes, yes, it is.
And navigators tools. Is her wild space orrery not a navigator's thing? I guess it's not.
It is if you're doing a
Oh, that's
spelljammer.
right. We talked about
Yeah.
that last time.
Yes. So, common tools and navigator tool. Navigator land, navigator sky.
Would Shane know? Does this rock have a magnetic field so that like a compass would work here?
It depends where you're standing. But in terms of just basic navigators tools, the difference is the navigator tools that would be used on the spelljammer are for astral things, and navigators tools that you would use landmarks for, basically.
Oh, okay. I mean, she doesn't need. So flying means space, not flying in general.
Yes. Yeah.
Asteroidal, around here, just local navigation.
Okay. Okay. 4 potion, 2 tools, and green eggs and ham.
3 tools.
Oh, what third tool?
Smithing, thieves tools, and navigators.
That 2 tools. You trying to trick me?
The smithing, one. One
Oh,
figure.
smithing. I missed smithing. Sorry. Smithing. Oh, smithing. Smithing. Hammer, hammer, secret killer. Yes. Okay. They're going to tally that up. 300 gold. And green eggs and ham, 600 gold. Because cute creature. Want to see what happens.
Total? Or 600
Yes.
gold on top? Of the
600 gold
300?
on top. 900 total.
Uh,
Green eggs and ham, very special, hard to get. Have to steal.
Yeah, but she's gonna probably eat it right away. We don't need a 600 gold meal.
Genevieve puts little chinchilla hands on chinchilla hips and glares at Shay.
He also didn't.
Little
The-
pets seem determined.
Genevieve didn't give any gold, right?
Well, she's been in wild shape. There's no way she could give gold.
Yeah.
Normal cost is 1,000 gold, so giving you discount for adorable creature.
Inside
Adorable
check.
creature with personality. I like. Hasn't died from table trap yet. Very impressed.
15 insight.
They are being 100% honest. Like, they are impressed the chinchilla is still alive. Also, there's apparently a trap on the table somewhere.
Is that where Genevieve is standing, or is Genevieve on like her shoulder or something?
No,
No,
she's on
Genevieve
the
went
table.
down to the table.
Yeah, she's on the table at this point.
And Shay carefully collect her and put her on her shoulder.
That's up to Genevieve.
Genevieve will allow it. But still glare at Shay. Shay dares try and keep Genevieve from these green eggs and ham.
What are green eggs and ham?
Green eggs.
I do not like them, Semi-Am.
I don't know if I don't like them yet. Genevieve sure wants to try them.
Yes or no? Need to put order in. Also, drink? Any drink?
No.
Secret menu? Normal menu?
No. No. Well, see, the problem is that I might be up for a drink, but these green eggs and ham are gonna use up my funds. I wasn't expecting such a hefty purchase. How much gold for green eggs and ham?
Normal 1,000. Cute creature with attitude? 600.
600
This
gold
isn't
for
difficult.
it is. That's a lot of money for
You
food.
small creature, you're supposed to be somewhat good with money. Oh, not
Yeah.
lizard. Right. Not lizard. Not good with money.
It's 600 gold for a meal does not make sense. I have been to a kobold tavern that charged a lot less.
Green
than
eggs
that.
rare. Green eggs hard to get. Many kobolds die to bring green eggs and ham. Is pricey.
Are you good for it? She's gonna eye Shay at her shoulder, or Genevieve.
You asking animal if it's good for you have weird relationship.
Genevieve's
Don't
just
judge
going
me.
to nod emphatically.
Don't judge us.
No judge. Have drow customer with strange tentacle kitty. They have weird relationship too. We just don't watch.
Okay, how about this? 300, and I get you the signature of Kitlak.
We have signature of Kitlak. Well, other Warren has signature of Kitlak.
A real one.
Yes. We assume.
No.
Warren don't lie. Why would Warren lie?
Kitlak does not just give out his signature.
You're gonna start a war, my guy. You gotta have Warren fighting Warren. Is that what you want?
If
you're
it saves a
saying
couple
Warren's
hundred
lying?
gold, yeah.
God.
You saying
okay, like-
other which Warren you say lying?
I'm saying, do you want a genuine one?
Kobold not here. Can't give. No stamp. No stamp, so can't give. If Kobold here, maybe Kobold not here.
How do you know that Kobold not here?
He not with you. You silly, screamy one. He always with her.
So you're saying you are not interested in a genuine autograph of Kitlak?
If Kitlak here, yes. Kitlak
Why?
not here.
Why would
Your
Kitlak
pass
need to
only
be
good
here?
for one day.
Why would Kitlak need to be here for that?
Kitlak would come. Why would Kitlak need to be here to give autograph? Are you trying to scam?
No. I'm trying to be.
Okay, new price 1,000 for everything, or you go now.
Genevieve's gonna box Shay's ear. It doesn't hurt much.
Roll-
She's a chinchilla.
Roll me an attack roll, anyways, just for funsies.
What is that? Unarmed? That's just strength.
Mhm.
Or wait, this is chinchilla. Hang on. What would a chinchilla attack be? Chinchilla is not an actual creature.
Make it up.
Just use a rat's statistics. It's close enough.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm pulling up. Attack is +2.
8.
What is
No.
your base AC is 10, which is what you need. So no, you do just kind of bap the ear. It doesn't actually. Yeah, no damage, no nothing. I was hoping for a nat 20. That would have been fun. But yeah,
Woulda.
yeah, you bap the ear. You feel a little mosquito bite on your ear. Not even a mosquito bite. It's like a bug just kind of blink off your ear for a second.
I am offended that you don't think I am being truthful about this.
Kobold not here. You offer a signature. Your pass only good one day. You're trying to scam. Now,
But
you pay
Kobold
1,000
can't.
now, or
Kobold
you all
can't be
go,
here.
or you go.
It's similar
No.
to green eggs and ham. Green eggs and ham, very difficult to get. Kitlak's signature, also very difficult to get.
The kobold's eyes are going to narrow, and it's going to thump its tail on the table. Make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, 6.
Ooh. I'm going to roll this one out. You take 4 piercing damage as spikes suddenly emerge from the back of your seat and just pierce your back. Piercing damage. You pay now, or you go, or I set off other traps. $1,000 for all.
Fine, no green eggs and ham then.
Fine.
Genevieve's gonna
No
chitter
green eggs and-
angrily at Shay.
You want to respond, Shay?
Nope.
400 for potions and tools.
300.
350.
300.
350.
You attacked me. 300.
All traps, all poisons.
Okay. Jay's gonna stand up and leave. No.
Genevieve, you
This
do
is
not
not-
want to leave.
This is not how you handle customers.
Genevieve is
This
gonna
is how we handle customers.
scamper down Shay's arm and jump to the table.
Now you're gonna have to deal with her.
Evens or odds, Genevieve?
Evens.
That is an odd. Make me a quick dexterity saving throw.
Okay, let me pull up rat stats here. It's an 8 plus whatever rat's dex is. Hang on.
I believe it's a 0 in terms of mods.
I hate that I have to add it to my extras before I can actually see its stats.
But an 8 isn't enough, and you land, and something just kind of a burst of air just kind of poofs over the table. You are going to take, let's see,
Enough to knock her out of rat form.
Oh yeah, she's got 1 hit point.
six poison damage.
Okie dokie.
That's gonna drop you out of form, doesn't it?
Sure does. She lands as a gnome on the table.
See, now you've done it.
Oh, clever. Outwit drow. Very clever. You not clever. They point at you, Shay, for that. You clever. 600 green eggs and ham for you, and 500 more. I get you stamp.
I'll take it. I think. Let me just double check my. Yes. 1100?
You want
I'll take it.
1100, 1400. I give you potions and tools that one want too. You can sell to them at profit.
So that was 1400 total or 1500 total?
1400 total. 1500 for good tip.
You know what? For green eggs and ham, I'll do it.
Pleasure doing business. Have seats, and they're going to tap their tail twice at a different point of the table. Traps disabled for you. She sit down, traps enabled. And then they're going to disconnect the rope, which whoops, goes back into the ceiling. They crawl under the table and seem to just vanish.
Genevieve's going to pull out her own wallet and get the... Basically, I don't know, she would have had to do this before they took off, right? It's just hand over the money? Or when they get back?
If you put the money on the table, that'll be fine. You've been to a few kobold places now. You know if you put money down, they will get it. You may not see how, but they will get it.
Yeah, she'll do that.
I should take Kid Leg out.
To the ball game? To the crowd?
You put the money on the table. You go to put your purse away, turning just for a second, and when you look back, the table is clear.
I don't think we're getting a better price than that anyway.
She is not surprised by this, but she is ready for her green eggs and ham.
Seriously? Green eggs and ham?
Why not? Why not?
For that
There's
much
something
money?
in your soul craving it.
Have you never wanted anything so desperately?
No!
Not even your ship back?
Yes.
Well then, you'd pay anything to get your ship back, wouldn't you?
Not anything.
Well, I would pay anything to get these green eggs and ham. Plus, now I can shop with a mark on my hand. I know you like to wheel and deal, Shay. But you're the one that's caused the problem here. Bringing up Kitlak and then taking it away from them again.
It was. I was the only one with a mark. I didn't realize we could buy marks, though I probably should have realized.
You can roll your insight real quick, probably, for that. Either one of you, for that matter.
Yeah, I'm rolling. Not that I've been roll. Oh, hey, natural 20.
Shay, are you rolling?
No.
Okay. With a nat 20, you realize, yeah, there are absolutely places you can get fake marks. It's only probably because Kitlak has a bit of renown at this point, and the kobolds like him, and apparently now like you, that they even offered. You would have to be either in the know, and it would probably be really expensive anywhere else. You guys got lucky. Or rather, you almost got unlucky because of Shay, but you got lucky. So Shay, are you letting anyone else out, or are you taking a seat, or are you going to march out that bar like an angry Kender?
No, she's gonna stay with Genevieve's here.
Are you going to sit down again?
No.
You're going to stand awkwardly at the edge of the table between the privacy curtain and the table. Okay. There's about 10 minutes. You guys do anything for that, or?
Genevieve's just going to sit there, not quite drooling, but very close, waiting for her green eggs and ham.
Eventually, there's a kind of a click, and then the table starts descending very quickly. And when it comes back up, there are the potions, the tools, and the green eggs and ham.
Well, Genevieve's
and it
going
smells delicious, and it also just kind of resonates in your mind that this will be delicious and worthwhile.
Does it smell delicious?
Yeah, actually, it does smell delicious to you too. Not all-encompassing, must have this, nothing else that Genevieve is going for, but yeah, it smells like a good, like a. It's slightly. What's the term I'm looking for? It smells more carnivorous, like a more carnivorous food than eggs usually do, as if there's more protein or meat in it somehow. But yeah, no, it smells good. It's a good breakfast.
Genevieve is going to dig in. Shay can take everything else on the table if she wants to, but Genevieve's going to put everything into this food. Does the kobold come back at all?
Not that you can see, but you have a feeling that if you asked for menu or assistance, they probably would.
Okay. Genevieve is going to wait until she finishes this wonderful meal that she's just been salivating over.
The eggs are hefty. There's a bit more natural salt to them. There's also some sort of, what's the term you're looking for? Psychic resonance, that as you eat it, it satisfies something dark and sinister in your soul that, yes, they are now finally beneath us. You're not sure what that means, but it's okay. It's an insane thought. The meat, as you study it, it is meat, but it's also, in a way, it looks like it's curved in such a way that it's like a shell, or was part of a shell at some point. You can roll nature, insight, or investigation.
Nature, I think. That's a 17 nature.
You realize that the ham is actually the shell of the eggs. It's sort of a meat shell. You've seen that before in some species. It's a very rare trait. Almost impossible to find in most nature. It's only in certain areas of the Aspel Sea that you even heard of species that do this. You don't know of any species on the asteroid off the top of your head. I mean, there are no native species here, but yeah, it's a very clever use of turning the shell into a lovely breakfast meat and the eggs waste not, want not. It's very druidic on some level.
Genevieve's gonna lean back in her chair and pat her belly, and then just say, or does she already have the mark on her hand?
As you finish up, sort of, and if you, as you set the utensils down, something sort of drops from the ceiling fast and quick and just burns the back of your hand. Not in a painful way, but sort of in a, oh, ow, sunburn, 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 ow, and then it's gone and lifts right back up into the ceiling. And it hisses and stings and then slowly fades to look almost exactly the same as Shay's mark. In fact, looking at the symbols, some of them seem to be identical. You're pretty sure that the timing is the same. They basically just copied Shay's mark so that it looked like you came in together.
Genevieve will nod, and then she'll speak to the table at large and just say, would there be any discounts available for other kobolds like yourselves?
There's a kobold suddenly sitting next to you. You think it's the same one? You're not sure, actually. They go, yes, kobold get discount on everything.
Even the
You
mark?
get half discount. They get no discount, as they say as they point to Shay.
Oh, that's I know. But I have a couple of kobold companions that could really do with a mark.
Same time this one come in, like yours?
Yes. We'll all be leaving together.
Yes. Hands on table, 10 mark. 500 gold total. If kobolds. If not, still like you 800 gold.
Do you count mechanical kobolds as kobolds?
Oh, mechanical's tough. Mechanical's not burn mark. Mechanical's is bracelet. Harder to replicate. That one is always full price, even if kobold. Very special metal. Also have to get it past Warforged. Warforged have special detectors, so is harder to do. So that one is always 500. But kobold one would be 250. So 750 total. Unless machine has been here before, then there might be residual we can build off of. But we'd have to see machine.
Genevieve will look at Shay. We could just be done with this farce. Why don't you let them out? Let them make their own decision?
To what end? We got everything we came for.
But then they can walk around and they can do their own shopping. Maybe they'll see something that they like.
We only have like 30 minutes left.
So it's yourself. We have 30 minutes left for the machine, but that doesn't mean that we may not want to come back here after.
And I'm the only one that actually needs to be back in 30 minutes. The rest of you could keep on shopping if you wanted to.
Maybe we let them make their own decision.
Are the screens still up?
Oh yeah, it hasn't gone back down. You have a feeling it won't go back down until you're gone.
Say
Like all of you.
Shay is gonna sigh and start pulling Kitlak out of. Where's Kitlak? In the bag of holding?
In the bag.
In
just
one of the
holding
bags
his
of
breath.
holding, and Cassie's in the other bag of holding.
Yep. We're gonna start with Kitlak because Kitlak is the celebrity here.
God. Kitlak is he's in for a lot.
So you pull Kitlak out of the bag,
I mean, pull.
lift.
Gonna help Kitlak out of the bag.
Okay, Kitlak is pulled / lifted out of the bag and sticks his head out. Did you seriously pull me out in a kobold bar? Let me guess. No, let me guess. Don't say anything. You pissed off everyone here, and you're calling on your only kobold friend to bail you out. Am
I
I
believe-
wrong
we
or
like
am I
her.
right?
I believe
like her.
Genevieve already bailed me out.
Yeah, they
Oh,
point
wonderful.
to Genevieve. We like her. We like her. You smelled gunpowder and blood. Kitlak?
Yes, it is
Okay,
me,
Kitlak,
Kitlak. Kitlak
you
says
you
with some kind of trepidation.
you tell truth. You give
Yes.
signature to other kobolds or not?
Kitlak kind of squints and looks to the side. He's looking for like a subtle hint from
Anyone?
yeah, anyone literally on his side.
I was hoping that you might give them your signature for a discount. They're saying another Kobold Warren has your
You know,
signature
I
already.
might have signed a check or an agreement or something. I don't know.
You signed guest book. You signed guest book.
Oh, that's what it was. Yes, I did sign a guest book. Kitlak's going to point out.
And wasn't lie. You did sign guest book, yes?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. We not kill you trying to exit, they say to Shay.
You're welcome, Kitlak says.
Wait, Kitlak. They said that they can get you one of these marks so you can wander around freely at a discount.
Ooh.
And I found a gun you might want, but it's extremely expensive.
So here's my question. Kitlak turns to the kobolds. This mark, if you can replicate it, I'm sure that you know a good deal about it, or at least enough about it. Is this? I worry about this kind of thing, such as like tracking one's movements, being able to determine personal information from the mark, etc., etc. Is there any of that that goes into this magical mark?
Only if arrested, then it will flare up and take hand, and all information will be given to jailer.
Well,
But if you don't get arrested, don't enter slavery, don't steal, don't do anything that could cause problem, then it fade at end of time period. They had to be fair here, or no one do business.
Kitlak kind of makes a little snort. All right, what price are you asking?
250.
250? Done. Kitlak's going to toss over 250 gold out of his bag. Takes it just like right off the top of the statue of his sister.
We wanted to give you the chance to say yay or nay on your own.
We need hand.
Kitlak's going to stick out one of his hands. He's a little nervous. He trusts the kobolds not to pull some shit, but like it's still not. It's still kind of a worrying proposition.
So you put your hand out, Van suddenly spring out from the table, slam your hand to the ground by the wrist, and then he stamps the brand on your hand and, okay, actually, you're fire resistance, right?
I don't believe I do, actually. No, I don't.
Oh, then yeah, that burns, ow, and then it's gone, and so is the restraint, and you have a mark that fades into the same shade as the other two. There you go. All brand. Now
Ouch.
legal.
And
Kitlak kind of shakes his hand off a little bit.
You want drink? Deal with pain?
Cassie.
No, not presently. I would
Sit.
rather be a little more lucid.
Careful where you
You want
sit.
juice?
too.
We have juice.
No, but thank you. I do appreciate your hospitality.
They're gonna
Kitlak
kind of
is
whisper, secret menu has eternal life juice. Elven special.
Kitlak is gonna look over at the others with like a growing sense of worry
You should
and
try
mouth the words "eternal life juice."
You should try the green eggs and ham. They're delicious.
I'm not sure they have
You know,
anymore.
I'll take a rain check on the eternal life juice, but do appreciate all that you've done.
Oh yes, kobolds always welcome for all menus here. You welcome for most menus, they say to Genevieve. You get basic, to Shay, until you properly atone.
She's gonna take out Cassie. At least Cassie's head.
Is that Kobold Head? Is that Kobold Head that you armored?
No, it's a whole
Hey.
robot kobold. Just trust.
What's going on?
You have your tools.
They're on the table along with the 4 health potions.
Thank you. What are we doing out here?
Do you want to come out and peruse the shops on your own? We can get you a mark.
Maybe. They said they weren't sure if they could do it for it's
We've got some privacy right here in these privacy screens. Why don't you just come out all the way and you can discuss it yourself?
Yes, full privacy. Drow insisted for all deals they make. All deals. And again, they whisper, we hear about, but shh, don't tell them.
Fine, I guess I can come out for a moment. I was doing some maintenance.
Well, you don't have to if you don't want to. We just wanted to give you the option for yourself.
No, it's okay. I can come out for just a moment here, find out what's going on.
We can make full... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, Cassie's going to climb out. She's holding one arm in her other hand.
You need repair? We have Artificer. Not very good, might be ugly. Patch job, but can do quickly.
No, I'm quite good. Like I said, I was just doing some routine maintenance. I can attach it in just a moment or so. So what are we talking about here? What do we need of me?
Well, can't give you mark. Robots, Warforged, artificials can't get mark, but there is bracelet similar to mark. Unfortunately, very rare materials, very difficult, and must trick all Warforged loyal to Drow. So is full price of 500 gold pieces to attach. However, if you play dummy Kobold Servant, we can get it half off because Warforged will be suspected, but if you dummy Servant, that does happen. We all play dummy sometimes.
Ah, yes. Yes, pull one over on the big people. I get it. It's been a while since I've done that.
Yes, you are true Kobold.
Yes, I think I could be amiable to that.
Okay, that's 300 gold pieces, and give me 5 minutes, and they're going to seem to the cushion that they're leaning on the chair, even though it is a single seamless cushion, seems to suddenly dip back, and the kobold rolls behind it, and the cushion resets itself. And again, there's no seams. Even if you run your hand over it, you can't find that secret panel that they had a second ago.
By the way, I know that
Yes?
you gave your...
I feel like it's gonna whisper back.
I know you gave your gold to Shay. I'm the one who ended up paying for all of this.
That's okay.
The potions and the tools are only 300. Your green eggs and ham with what, 900?
600.
600. But I think that if I try to grab them off the table, the trap is going to spring. But if one of you do it, it's probably going to be fine. Or we just leave it here and we're out 300 gold?
I don't have a bag of healing to put these in. But she is going to snag one potion of healing and stick that in her pocket. The rest of the tools, nothing else on that table was for her except the green eggs and ham.
Please?
So it's trapped, and if you grab it, you're going to be hit by the trap. Just what did you do?
He pissed off the
I opened my
kobolds.
big mouth.
She went a bit too far in her attempts to negotiate with the kobold.
Look,
Yeah, it's quite easy to do, in fact.
look, it worked with Viconia. It didn't work with the kobolds. You know, you win some, you lose some. So, please, someone else pick it up.
Alright, who wanted the smith's tools?
That would be me. The smith tools and the more discreet tools there.
Genevieve will
And
hand
yes,
those over.
she did clear her. Yeah, she did clear her throat, even though she doesn't really need to.
Genevieve will hand them over.
Kitlak is carefully going to pick up the stuff in question.
It
seems fine.
It's only trapped for Shay.
Yeah, Kitlak doesn't know that.
No,
He's
Genevieve
missed a lot
just says,
here.
Genevieve actually says that.
Oh,
to
okay, that was in
Kitlak.
character. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, well, that's a rather elaborate trap. Well done, Kin. He says, looking over at the kobolds.
There are no kobolds that you can see currently because, again, you have a privacy curtain. But you hear just from sort of all around you within the booth. Yes, thank you. Be proud. All traps, all poisons.
All traps, all poisons. And Kitlak says, nodding with sort of a not really begrudging respect, but it doesn't really know what leg to stand on here.
A few minutes later, you think it's another kobold, or the same kobold. It's hard to tell. They all look very similar.
Racists.
Actually, you would know this kid. Like they do that deliberately. They like for everyone to think it's either the same or they're all interchangeable, so no one realizes what's actually going on. It's a very common kobold strategy, at least as far as you observe. And one is going to pop up right next to Kitlak and go, okay, we have bracelet is set for same time frame. You must walk at least 6 inches behind whoever master is. Need to know who you're, and they kind of do, or they don't do, but two arms kind of appear from somewhere and do air quotes for master will be.
Cassie is going to look at her other companions.
Look, don't look at me. I feel weird about the whole thing.
If anything.
Yeah, but you're going.
Yes.
I'm going back to the ship to seal the deal. But if you all want to run around the market, there's a gun shop back into the right that sells a Thunderbus thing that for 25,000 gold.
Not to put too fine a point on it, but I don't necessarily want people following me very closely as enforced by law for things that I may need to do.
Those infernal war machines are tickling in the back of your head.
Indeed.
Have you not played a part for a heist?
Look, I've played a part, but I think that what needs to happen is less heist and more. Look, we could discuss this later. Right now, I'm just saying I don't want somebody who has to follow me around. No offense, Cassie, you're excellent company.
So Cassie's just out 500 gold.
It might be beneficial if Cassie sticks with Shay.
Well, she doesn't need a mark where I'm going.
She might, though. At least to know that she's.
The person I did the deal with
Well,
doesn't know I have people with me. You would have to go back in the bag.
tell him that you got
No,
it.
no.
Tell him that you got her at the
Servant,
market.
servant, yes, can be bought from market. Can be servant that shops elsewhere for master. Just if with master, must always stay at least 6 inches behind when walking.
Why not just have her in the bag then? It doesn't make any sense.
It makes perfect sense, because if you get into trouble, how are you going to be able to get Cassie out of the bag in time? You might be focused on other things. You're a capable sorcerer, Shay. But that only gets you so far. And sometimes your negotiations go well and sometimes they don't.
Look, we just don't have the gold to be thrown around like this for eggs and marks we don't need.
Your chest is content with the green eggs and ham, and there's just something in your mind that is flipping off Shay at that. That was perfect. They can never understand.
You know, Shay, maybe you shouldn't question the judgments of others so readily.
Look, if you want to spend a bunch of gold on a meal, fine. It's your money. You can spend it however you want to.
Exactly. And I helped us salvage the deal with these kobolds for the other items.
We could probably get it cheaper somewhere else.
Not around here. Not likely. I still think that you should probably be taking someone with you. And after all, we did give these two the choice whether they wanted to do it for themselves or not. It gives them a more free range to move around. And again, we might be coming back here afterwards, so having the mark is not necessarily a bad judgment call.
Well, Cassie, are you fine with playing the part of my servant?
I mean, yes.
Right? Okay, hold out,
Mhm.
hold out, Mark. That was to you, Shay.
My mark? You're not messing with my mark.
Have to
They
mark
kept fighting
master.
somebody.
And again, the arms kind of pop out of somewhere to do the air quotes around master.
They're just marking that Cassie's Genevieve's also going to do the air quotes belongs to you. That's all.
They're marking that I am your problem.
Right.
See? Kitlex is kind of gesturing. It's weird. I don't like it.
Well, it is weird, but okay, let's do this.
It's just pretend.
Doesn't feel pretend.
Yeah,
But yeah,
only
let's do
pretend
this.
unless guard watching you. Then don't pretend. Be real.
Sales took out of hand.
They're going to place kind of one of the edges of the bracelet and kind of run it over like a curved stamp over something, and you feel something flare up in your hand at the mark. And when they lift the bracelet away, there's parts of your mark now seemingly seared into it. And then they hand it to Cassian. You put on dominant hand so that if you lose it, it is problem. And to note, you look like you may be reconstruction being. Resurrection will not work with this on. So if you're going to die, tear it off first. Might try to lock, but this one should have lock
You
disabled.
tell me.
Well, yes, they want to own anyone who dies. So, you die, you theirs. I'm not sure where they put them or how they do it. We think they joined the screens.
Mm,
See?
All right, are you going to go meet the potential buyer?
He's just waiting to see what Cassie does here.
I think I might want to meet this buyer myself, actually. I'm thinking about it.
Oh, you doing
I still
deal?
need to reattach.
The more
I
people,
still
the
need to
more
reattach my arm.
questions.
Somebody can help me for a moment.
Here's
can
the
help.
thing. You walked into a kobold bar and got into trouble. I believe deeply in your skill set, but perhaps today is not your lucky day. Do you understand?
Genevieve's gonna walk over and also help Cassie with her arm.
I got us past the Dockmaster. Of course, you didn't see any of that.
Well, no, I was in a bag.
Kitlak, roll your history or insight real quick.
Okay.
And
First
potentially
roll of
might be
night.
selling the crab card for 50,000 gold.
Let's see, history or insight. That is a 21 history.
Genevieve was out of the bag. She could confirm if Shay did an amazing job with the ship, with the harbor master or not.
Genevieve, what's your verdict on Shay's performance so far with the harbor master?
Well, I honestly don't remember how well Shay did.
Shay did remarkably well. Basically, she couldn't roll above a 7, and Shay was regularly rolling 15 plus, to put it in meta terms. But yeah, you too heard the drow kind of questioning their life choices when a Kender bested them both socially and verbally.
I'll not deny it. She had some skill with that Dockmaster. Knew exactly all
sucks
the
wind through his teeth again.
knew all the right buttons to press, but again, then she
I pressed the wrong buttons with the kobold.
She pressed the wrong buttons with the kobold, but perhaps she just deals better with drow than with kobolds.
I'll trust you. Kid says, kind of like waving a hand. It seems the right thing to do.
Lightning gun.
Yes, but I'm less interested in a blunderbuss. Kit says, kind of
Werewolf gun?
No. What? No.
Cassie, how's this? Am I holding it in the right direction?
You guys roleplay that for just a second. I will
That's
be right
just
back.
about perfect. Yes, that's just that's just about perfect. Just a little bit more clockwise.
She'll shift.
There you go. Wonderful.
But they had a full case of guns.
With that, the arm just kind of clicks into place.
Well, look.
There we go. Much
Where
better.
was this gun store again? I do feel a need to check it out.
I can take you there. While Shay and Cassie go on to this deal, I can show you the way.
Sure, I would appreciate that.
Well, bring your gold.
Kitlak is going to hacky sack his bag up off the ground and catch it in his mouth and like use his tongue to loop it around his tooth.
Here's your gold back, both of you. That you could, I guess, talk to Shay or talk to Genevieve about it, since she bought everything.
Yeah, so Genevieve, how much do I owe you?
Genevieve will just wave her hand. We'll figure it out later.
And 1,000 back
Yes,
each
correct.
to Cassie and Kitlak.
All right, and anything else we can help any of you except you? From any menu?
No, thank you kindly, though. I am sure that you showed my friends hospitality befitting how they acted.
Of course, in drow fashion, as we acclimate to our guests. And then they're going to discreetly hand you a small little parchment, Tyler. I'm sure you, or Kitlak, I'm sure you know what it is by this point.
Kitlag is going to stifle a sigh and then just tuck it away inside his coat. He doesn't need another pamphlet, but if it makes him happy.
All right, thank you for visiting. All traps, all poisons. Here's hope you survive the exit. And then they're going to leap up into the ceiling, and you all hear some ticking on your table going tick, tick, tick. Everyone roll me a dexterity saving throw to get away from the table.
This is the part where we run.
Isn't that every part?
The Kobold Bar, yes. Kitlak gets a 13.
10.
12.
11 for Cassie.
You had to get a 12 for this one.
Oh, good.
Everyone who didn't get a 12 takes 5 bludgeoning damage as the table seems to blow up and the privacy curtain vanishes, and you all just kind of go flying towards the door. Those of
Charming
you who
place.
succeeded, no damage, but you still get thrown.
Genevieve will just let herself roll and then come up into a superhero pose or something. Just
You see another table nearby, and 2 drow and a warforged go through the exact same thing. They act like it's normal. In fact, one of the drow is laughing at it, seeming to enjoy themselves. Actually, you don't recall ever seeing a drow laugh. That is kind of creepy.
Genevieve stands up and brushes herself off.
I wasn't aware they could. I thought it was like cats where they either roar or purr.
It's almost one of those sinister laughs. Which
The drow
which seems-
instinctively goes for the mustache twirl.
Yeah, they don't have a mustache. You don't know why. Oh well. Yes, so I hear we're splitting the party as you exit.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 and
I
2. What
believe
could go
that was
wrong?
my first. I believe that was my first escape room.
All right, you get to the car garage. Kitlak, the infernal vehicles call to you. You see one of them, even through the shadowed doorway. You can't see anything else. None of you see anything else, but you, Kitlak, you do see. It's almost like a spotlight on one of the infernal cycles. It calls to you.
Tell me more about how this thing looks.
It is not sized for a kobold, but it could be sized for, say, 3 kobolds with 1 steering and 1 manning, yes, the flamethrower on the back. There also appears to be some glowing, what color? It looks to be a bright yellow, just the essence of flame wings on one of the sides, and you see a decal in the on the strut connecting the wheel that appears to be a bird that is on fire.
Ooh,
How
Fascinating.
subtle is Kitlak being at looking at this bike?
Utterly subtle. It is the wolf's eyes stretching out for like an Acme cartoon. No.
No,
Challenge
he.
Tyler.
I would assume that he's actually fairly used to like casing joints and like kind of getting. He's not an idiot. Kitlak knows what he's doing, and like he is good at being subtle about stuff when he wants to be.
Okay, I'm rolling an insight check on this. That
Go for
is
it.
a 22.
Would you like to roll a deception, Tyler? Or a Kitlak, sorry.
Yeah, I think that that's reasonable. Let's see, his deception is only 1, but he's gonna throw some guidance on that too. Why not? Whoop. So 16 plus 2, so that's an 18.
Yeah, Genevieve, you get that he's spotted something in the Gold Depot. You're not sure what, because when you look in, all you see is just darkness. All these doors, with the exception of the Kobold Bar, appear to be designed to hide whatever's within the shops. So whatever he's seeing, who knows how or why.
Genevieve will just say quietly. I assume by this point that they've split off from the other two. Just say quietly.
You're just doing it, so you can still turn around if you want. You're not
No,
that far.
no. She wants to keep this between her and Kitlak. She'll say, I know we've been traveling together for relatively a short time, but I can tell something's got your eye. Is it something you want to try and go for?
Well, it's how it is. You sell one vehicle and then suddenly you're in the market for another. And I'm browsing, seeing what the market has to offer, shall we say.
Well, if you need any help with anything, I'm willing.
I appreciate it. Really, I'm just trying to gather information. I want something that is sized appropriate for myself. It it would be it would be a good thing to be able to hold multiple individuals, but I don't know, it seems so cumbersome. Kitlak is gonna kind of muse, like he's now that he knows that he's not really having to cover up himself too much, he's gonna look a little more openly at the bike. Um, the fact that it seats like 3 people, uh, I'm not sure how Kitlak feels about that. Like he'd probably want something that's a little more wieldy, ideally multiple of something.
What do you mean seats 3 people? Now that you're looking at it, it seems to seat exactly just you. It's now perfectly sized for you, and its headlamps seem to be facing you, as if beckoning you to come, take a look.
Ah, right. Evil motorcycle. I've seen this before. Uh, Kitlak is gonna make an insight check with, or an Arcana check actually, with guidance on it. That is a 3 and a 3, a 6, and his Arcana is a 5 for a hot 11. But he's also going to burn one of the D10s he has with Tactical Mind for a 19.
It seems like this motorcycle wants you as much as you're very interested in it. And actually, thinking back, you did catch a glimpse of those motorcycles before, hell cycles before, infernal cycles, whatever they are. None of them had flames on them like that, or the image of a bird on fire, or was that a crow on fire? Yeah, that's a crow on fire. Okay, this is kind of and a weird enchanted motorcycle that's interested in you. Or
Nice
maybe just
try,
interested in
motorcycle,
sale.
but that is a fire crow, not a lava crow.
Genevieve's just
We
gonna
aren't.
chuckle slightly to herself.
We aren't the Fire Crows. Who would come up with a name like that? Terrible name. Everyone knows Fire Crows are real and they suck. They're an awful bird. But Lava Crows, oh, the majestic, the mythical Lava Crows, cannot be beaten. And neither can my perceptions, Demon Bike. And Kitlak is going to do like a heel turn and just march away from it after ranting at a motorcycle that may or may not be magical.
Genevieve will follow him.
Shay and Cassie, you hear this? You glance back to Kitlak walking away, look in. No, you don't see anything with a fire crow or a lava crow or anything. They just look exactly like they did before. Go figure. Maybe something
Okay.
is getting to Kitlak.
Some people just like shopping more than others.
Got to get into the spirit of it.
I see.
All right, so Cassie and Shay, you re-enter, and the engineer is there. They are being respectful and keeping a good 6 inches away from Crabcar as they just look it over again, different angles. Very, very interested. Still got the same markings, still a drow. Kind of distracted, and he too heard the yelling, and he just goes, "Oh, stop trying to tempt someone. You know that none of you are for sale." Very absently to just the vehicles in the room.
It seems like everything is for sale over there.
Oh, good, you're back, you're back. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so my matron is a little leery, but I think I convinced her to provide some extra funds. But she also had a counter offer.
Go on.
Well, she has this old warship that is inconvenient and the upkeep is a little too much. She's willing to trade it for this. No, I know a drow warship isn't exactly the most auspicious, and this one has the wrong colors flying, but it is well made, and I maintained it myself. I swear it has at least 20 years on it before it'll break down unless you're attacked.
I'm afraid we need a gold transfer, not a trade.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I believe I was able to offer you 15,000. You were looking for more than that. She did
Yeah.
authorize me to go up to 30,000.
I think that's what they started at.
Did they?
Shay went for 50.
Oh, right, and they countered with I think 30. You're right. You're right. So I have 30,000. The matron authorized 10,000 more, so I can get up to 40,000. I'll need a little more time to get to 50. I still need to sell a few things and rearrange some portfolios and maybe commit a little arson, but I can get up to 50,000.
How much time?
Oh, 17, 18 hours? I mean, if I'm really lucky, I can get it done in 16, but you know, arson without being traced and collecting the insurance takes time to be careful.
What about 4,500? 45,000, sorry.
Like I said, on me I have 40,000. 45. 5 hours maybe? Or is there something we could supplement on it? Like, yes, the bikes aren't for sale, but I know one of the collectors who owns these. He has a one that needs work. Would you take, say, 30,000 and an infernal vehicle that just needs a little love and care to get operational again?
Again, we need the gold, not a trade.
Okay. I guess you did
But
buy
I'm
a
willing
servant
to-
that would be pretty pricey. Okay.
I am willing to wait 5 hours for 45,000.
Okay. Let me check my contacts. See if I can do something real quick before I have to go again. I know you don't really like staying here. It's really nice once you get to know it, and presume that attacks and poisonings are a weekly thing. But yeah, let me check a few things real quick.
Yeah, well, the whole cold-bottled traps and poisons, it rubbed me the wrong way.
Really? That's one of the best places to go.
I
Sometimes
think I
after a long
read,
day, I like to
I think I read
go
it
and
wrong.
try not to die. And it's just so
Mm,
much fun avoiding their cute little traps. They think they're so clever. No offense, but then given your position, you probably can't take offense. They say that to you, Cassie.
Cassie will nod.
Meanwhile, Kitlak, Genevieve leads you into a weapons store. Um, would you like to analyze anything about the entrance, or do you just want to go in?
Kitlak will give it a once over. He wants to be very prepared when he's going to a place with a lot of ordnance.
Okay, roll me your insight, or if you have Mason's tools, you can roll that.
Insight and guidance. That is a 14.
The magical shadows to keep business from whatever's going on inside from being seen from outside. That's very clever. You kind of wish the Crimson Plateau did something like that. But then again, this place is kind of designed for clandestine everything. But you also realize um, these archways are actually perfect for even if you're not in the shadow part, secretive deals, whispers, everything's designed to kind of be covered up. Very clever design, really, for which makes sense given that Drow designed it. That everything is designed to be kind of hidden and secretive. You enter
Kitlak
the
kind of
shop. Oh,
nods.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
he's gonna walk in, just kind of keeping an eye out for anyone who is uh probably like a guard or so anyone who's armed basically, which
Well,
would
you
be the
did
whole
pass
shop, but you know what I mean.
the guardhouse and recruit. They both kind of looked at you a little oddly, but also not Drow, not going to recruit. So they saw you had markings, they wrote you off. The marking system seems to be a bit of a double-edged sword. If you have it, they assume you're approved. It's only if you get in trouble that things uh, might come to the surface of what actually is going on. You enter the shop, and yes, it is a weapons shop. That is literally all they have. They have swords, spears, the gun cabinet in the back. They have uh, illusionary images of cannons, surprisingly enough. Um,
Hmm.
they have crossbows and bows and arrows. They have every sort of weapon you could want, basically.
Kitlak is going to kind of meander between the aisles and the displays and make a good deal of like looking at them and trying to be obvious like, oh yes, I'm actually considering all of these, just to be seen first as kind of a known quantity before he goes up to whoever he thinks looks like they know what they're doing in the establishment as an employee and asks them, firearms, handheld firearms specifically, something I could hold in one hand. It, what do you have in the way of?
So, of the employees, there are the two that were there before. One is, of course, the limbless drow, who seems to be somehow magically cleaning one of the guns, while the spear, that is a spear, that is a spear, seems to be just kind of twirling like a someone who's bored with a staff. Each time the blade is just barely missing his head. The other one is that Warforged again with the strange lightning symbol, in addition to all uh, the symbols burning seem to be burning from within. Uh, Firearms over here.
I feel like I don't know. I get a vibe that Kitlak might know this limbless drow. Like he seems like the kind of guy who might have rolled with Kitlak's crew. That's the vibe I have.
Roll me insight real quick.
All right. going to guidance that as well. 'Cause
Or
when you
history,
have
your choice.
guidance,
Genevieve,
why not
by the
use
way,
it?
make me an investigation check.
So
You
that
said Genevieve?
is
Yes, to Genevieve.
a 14 for Kitlak with history.
14 to Kickback with history. You don't know this drow. You know his
Hmm.
twin brother, who always talked about his brother who lost the limbs fighting against the astral elves and tapped into some unknown energy source to still kick their asses. And when he came home, he bragged about it and bragged about it. And so you know of him because you've
Hmm.
never met any other limbless drow, especially one that could somehow deal with weapons. Um,
Kitlak's going to cock his head at him and just kind of say in a voice that's low enough for the drow to hear, but no one else. Killed any more astral elves lately? And kind of raise an eyebrow at him.
he's going to eye you up and down, and then he's going to give you a very wicked smile and go, "The day's still young."
Isn't it just? I know your brother, by the way. He used to be in a crew of mine back in the day. Horrible thing. That crew ended with a bit of trouble with the GIF, but still, he was a right fine crewmate.
Ooh, yes, Dulan. I do miss him. He was always so good to poke. This one, and this one, he'll the spear will suddenly poke the warforged. He never feels it. I feel it. I just am used to it. Yeah, life makes you tough. Okay, are you here to go for the bounty? You know I have one on that asshole. Not my brother, the
Uh,
gift.
Oh, well, no, I was fully intending to go after the GIF of my own accord, but if there is a bounty, I mean, why not get paid for what you love doing, am I right?
Indeed. Let's see. So you were on the crew? Oh, let me guess. You were the little pet whelp, weren't you?
One of a couple, yes. I was one of the pet whelps. Believe I came into my own and got a bit ahead of that title, but that is how I started, and there's no shame in that. Everyone on a
Until you
smuggler's
bring
crew starts from the bottom.
your first skull in bigger than your body, you're still a whelp. But you look like you can handle a gun.
Well, that is why I'm here. I intend to handle a gun, and I intend to see what guns you have that I can avail myself of. Kitlak is going to take his pistol out and hold the barrel of it and just kind of like palm it out to offer it to the drow. Take a look at what I'm packing right now. Tell me you have something comparable.
He's not even going to take it. He's just going to eye it up and down and kind of basic. But yeah, we definitely have some that are better, some that are worse. But you're going after that gift. Are you going after all of them, or the captain, the one that was happy to send my brother's heart to me?
Oh, he did that, did he?
Oh yes.
Well, I think he's an excellent place to start. I admit that I was somewhat bereft of information, but you, my friend, seem like you might have the ability to point me in the right direction.
Oh, if I knew that. That and a few thousand gold, I'd have the bounty myself. No, but we Drow take revenge very seriously.
Of course. Now, when I say that you have information, I'm sure that you have something I could use that would be beneficial to share. I'm thinking along the lines of the gift captain's name or his rank, perhaps. Both would be good.
Well, he's now retired as a general because what do they actually know about military? They know nothing. They play at it.
Yes,
We are
children,
warriors.
large children playing in uniforms. That is what they are, and they're no less deadly when you give them a firearm on top of that.
Yes, they do seem to have a special way to do it. So yes, give me 1 second here. I know we're over. We're almost done. I promise.
I'm fully fine picking up where, like, right here, if you want to figure out a name and get back to me next time or something, I'm fine with that.
Isidore is the general's name. General Isidore. Pompous, like as pompous as any elf, really. He calls himself the slaughterer of 1,000 drought. He killed 100 at most over his career, but
Oh,
they always play it up.
yes. Yes, they do that, don't they? Always for the glory of killing those that they want to claim as worthy foes. Kill like shakes his head. It doesn't matter how many you've killed or whom or where. It only matters what you get and if you've survived.
And you look like a survivor. So tell you what, I will make you a deal. In addition to revenge, we drow take our vows very seriously. How seriously do you take yours?
Depends on what I'm vowing to, but typically very seriously. I don't see
Oh,
need to make a vow unless it is of importance.
you want a gun. Yes, a very special gun. I have a very special gun that may have been acquired by the from the fallen. Just don't go there. He won't notice. Um, it is powerful. It is deadly. It is designed to take out stars in its greatest form, but it is a mere mortal weapon right now. I will lend it to you if you pledge to not only kill him, but bring me his heart and his head. An
Fitting.
unspeakable, eternal vow to fulfill in life and death.
Fitting,
That didn't
Kitlak
stop
says.
me. I don't think it'll stop you.
Now, here's one thing I do know about gift heads is that they are very large and impractically heavy. The only thing that gives me any pause about this vow is the mechanics of carrying a gift head. His heart, absolutely. They are large, but certainly, well, you know what? I do have a bag of holding. I'm not terribly concerned about that. No. Yes, I will make this vow, Kitlak says and extends a hand.
Oh, no hand, unfortunately. While I can certainly do with weapons, this is going to be a little more, to give the term personal. And the cushion kind of lowers close to the ground. This is going to be a little embarrassing. I hope you don't mind. Come forward. Genevieve,
Kitlak
what did you get on
looks
your investigation roll,
Kitlak
by the
like
way?
looks to the side. All right.
It was a 9.
A 9? There is something in your pocket that wasn't there before.
Is it a kobold pamphlet?
She
You're
will
going to
look
take
at
it out?
that. She'll look at it next week.
Okay, fair enough. Um, so what's going to happen, Kitlak, is the vow is between you and me. If either of us die before it is completed, well, it must be completed before either of us can rest eternally. And then he is going to reach out and literally bite you on the ear.
Ow!
You are going to take 4 piercing damage as you feel runes erupt around that ear,
You
burning
really need
into
to
your
warn someone
flesh.
before you do that. The ear's a very personal area.
Uh, it is smoldering and smoking. You can smell cobalt flesh cooking, and then it kind of settles. That scent is going to remain with you. There are now runes around that ear. Um, your ear is now also slightly disfigured, as you see he seems to swallow part of it.
I don't,
And now,
as much as nice as that narration is, I never really put ears on Kitlak's model because I kind of thought he had like ear holes.
Yeah.
then it's right above where the skull kind of curves above the
Gotcha,
ear. How's that?
gotcha.
Um, somehow the hat got knocked off to do this. And you feel something new in your jacket pocket, in your coat, I should say, in your giant coat. You don't know what it is, but it is hefty, and you can feel it has power. You also feel it is automatically set to your soul, which is when alarms go off throughout the marketplace and the tower shakes with an explosion. And we'll stop there.
Neato.
Sweet.
Thank you all for joining us and for going a little bit over. And next week we'll see what's going on.
What's that in my
thank you.
pocket? Pocket.
2 people have things in their pocket in this group.
Thank you, John.
What has it got in its pocket?
Hopefully a ring of invisibility.
Oh, it's something.
It's a
I think
string
it's something
or nothing.
It'll be fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and have a good week, everyone.